Welcome to the Just Jim radio show. Grateful to be here, grateful to have you here. The Just Jim show is really designed to create a way to share some information, some inspiration, some ideas, some concepts that make a difference. Make a difference for you, make a difference for me, for us, for the world. And while we're doing it, we do that in different formats, a little discussion, a little interaction, a little interviews and questions and answers. Sometimes a little bit more philosophical and sometimes a little bit more practical. I've spent my life doing what I can to help people through teaching and counseling and speaking, writing, through my ministry. I'm a minister, pastor of Sarasota Center of Light, and yet this is the Just Jim radio show. This is designed to be something that is not only practical spirituality, but spiritual practicality and being able to do something in your life that makes a difference for you to be more fulfilled or more at peace or just a little happier. Along with the information and inspiration, a little bit of fun is good for everybody. And in this time where we're having all these changes occur, what we've used before to create, to manifest, to create an expression or an experience for ourselves is really profoundly changing. So this morning I want to bring an idea that has been talked about before into a new light. So this morning's show is on recreating through re-intentioning. Now I find it interesting that when you take the word re-creating in this title through re-intentioning, that if you take the dash out of recreating, you get recreating. There's the fun we're looking for. So as we're walking through this time together and we're looking at these ideas of how we can manifest or create or express or experience ourselves differently, let's keep a smile on our face and not make it another task we think we have to accomplish, because we're really just here to be who we are and enjoy that opportunity. So imagine what you really would like to have in your life. You might have had a little bit of time over the last couple of months to be able to do that. Many of us, as have I, come face to face with myself, so to speak, over and over and over again, whether it was with the impact, the reacting to it, the trying to figure out what to do, how to step back out, all those different facets of this evolution of this time that we've been in, not only just for those of us who are interacting through the show right now, or will if you listen to it later, the whole world. That's a big deal. And when you think about what you want, when you talk about intention, that can sometimes sound like, well, let's create a hopeful idea and put it out there. Let's create some affirmations to read every day, and then call on the universe to provide what you need and what you want. Well, that has always worked well. And it feels like, just like I said, putting it out there and having hope and you know, I don't mean pretending, but on some level, it hasn't yet occurred. So you're putting the vibration out there in order for a return. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's worked very well for me for a long time. But we've gotten used to living the way we have. It's all we know. It's what we do. It's who we are. And it feels like all of a sudden, all the limits got pulled off. And now we're here to talk about how we can gain access to the key that can begin to dismantle maybe your complacency, your habits, your patterns, your more embedded ways of being, and wake up and begin to create something new, fulfill your life. I mean, isn't that what we're all really looking for? And for some of us, not all of us, but some of us, this has been a big slap in the face and a restructuring of how we function. It has been on a global scale and different in varying areas of our world. And I know mine will never be the same. So I have been in a phase of recreating, and I certainly didn't want to continue to use the same intention or way of doing it as I have before, because it would just create the same thing, and that's not what I'm looking for. Because in the openings that have been created during this time, the mirror has gotten clearer, would be a good way of putting it. Or, rather than being distracted or caught up in so many things that need to be done or dealt with, there's been a lot more openings to really, as I said to begin, what would you really like to have in your life? Who do you really want to be? What do you want to create? And it immediately stems out from there into this web of life that you live with those who you are in relationship with, or your friends, or your community, your spiritual home, all the different interactions that you have. What do you want there too? And so there are so many places we can begin to look and find, really, when it comes down to it, rather than being, and it's not easy right now with so many, being bombarded with so much information and so many things, it's hard not to be affected by that or influenced by that. But the whole bottom line is we have to know what we really want. And not just want. Want sounds like we can't have or lack. That's not what I'm saying. True, deep heart and soul desire. And it comes from a place that's not about conditional reality or the circumstances and situations that are going on around us. It comes from a place within. So I'm going to do something a little bit different I don't do on the show very often. And I'm going to ask you to stop right now, close your eyes for a minute, and just take a big deep breath and release. And just arrive right here. Don't worry about thoughts that might come and go, or feelings, or whatever might be going on with you. Just take another breath in and release, and just notice your body, what you might be feeling, what you might be thinking, and just let it go again. Whoever you are, however you are, whatever it is, however your life is, or this situation you're in the moment is, just let go and be here right now. It seems like a long time, and it was only a few seconds. It's about being able to get in touch with the stillness, with the quietness, with the gentleness of who you are. You don't lose anything going into the stillness. You get in touch with you. Nietzsche says our greatest experiences are our quietest moments. And when we stop and we get quiet and we turn to that stillness, that place within us, we're practicing awareness, just not of your human doing, but of your being, of your consciousness, of your connection to yourself, and to your expression of what inspires you, or your faith, your philosophy, religion, whatever it might be. As you are in touch with your own self within, you open the gateway that allows that flow of your faith or your trust or your inspiration to move through you. And it brings an illumination, an awakening within you. Being awareness is being you. You know, we have thoughts, we have feelings, we choose and we act every day, and we are none of those. Those are our activities. Those are us doing what we do in the world. Our being is the part of us that's paying attention and realizes we're thinking or feeling. It's the place from which we choose and act, always. And maybe the world got so caught up in everything that it was doing and lost touch with what it was being. And I'm not saying everybody has their own life and they're doing their own thing. I'm not telling anybody how it is for anybody else. I'm just saying we really need to get real with ourselves and be who we are completely, whatever that might be. And so in order to create, we have to find this place of origin within us, of awareness, of consciousness that says, I am. And boy, whatever you follow I am with, and I don't mean on an etheric or philosophical way, I am just Jim. I am. And those words are beyond intention. They're stating and declaring the truth of who you are. And it has to start where you are. Jim Elliot says, wherever you are, be all there. Well, we can get lost in our thoughts, washed over by our emotions. We can be distracted by symptoms or things that are going on within our body or the circumstances and situations that surround us. Intentional awareness is a focused choice to be present with ourselves and this moment. I know you've heard, be in the now, be here, but that's where you are. That's where we are. That's where it all starts. So it's not about retreating from, although sometimes it's necessary. We've had the opportunity to have our solitude, seclusion, isolation, distancing, whatever you want to call it. And when we begin to look at where we are, we can begin to bring you to life instead of trying to get what you want from life. This choice creates an intention from the awareness of self that allows you to consciously bring the focus of your attention to the practicality of your life. So if you're coming from the place of what you really know is true for you and how you really want to be and how you want to feel and how you want to experience life, then as you step into the circumstances, your thoughts, your feelings, your decisions, your actions, you bring that to it. If you allow what's already going on to influence how you choose for it to be, well, that's just the way the world is. That's just the way it is. It's just what they say, whoever they are. You have an opportunity to tap into you at a deeper level. It's like going into that love of your heart and then just going a little bit deeper and feeling your spirit, the inspiration of your passion, of your purpose, of who you are as a reflection of life. Rumi says, respond to every call that excites your spirit. We all need a little bit more of that every day. That's not a judgment. That's just an out loud statement of saying if we were all